Professor Noctis. I teach religion and Final Fantasy at University of Alabama, and we have a good time here on stream.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Can you hear me? Welcome in. Welcome to maybe my last stream ever before the internet completely overruns me. Who knows, really? How you doing tonight? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Oh, as you can see, I'm rebooting Lost Soul Aside for us. I didn't know how to turn the music off just for the games. And I didn't want it blaring behind the intro music, so there we go. I hope that you're all doing really well tonight. Hearing me loud and clear. I love it. Loving it. Loving it. Well, everybody, we've got a great time ahead of us tonight. I think we're really going to have a good time because we've got so much to do. So much to do. What's up, Sandy Nicole? Lost Soul Aside fan. Okay. LSA for the win. Listen, I am really enjoying this game. Hey, Angelus, what's up? Am I doing okay after this weekend? I am doing pretty well, actually. I am. You know, Bama had a hard time. Kuya cursed me. When we stole his coach, he was like, it's gonna be a long game. We're gonna send it to him. But you know, that's okay. There's always next week. There's always next week. We're playing Louisiana Monroe, who handed Saban a pretty embarrassing loss in his early years, but hopefully we're on the up and up. Hey, can't get any lower. I shouldn't say that. We can always go lower. All right, that's all the football talk that I can manage for today because I'm just sad about it. But I'm not sad about what we've got tonight. So, everybody, if you're watching for the first time, my name is Professor Noctis. I teach at the University of Alabama, and I use video games. I teach digital humanities, and I have a great time in class, and we bring that good time in class to you. You shouldn't have taken the board from us. Yeah, we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have. Do you want him back? Want to pay us $68 million to take him off our hands, please? Hey, dub in the chat for the Huskies. Yeah, okay, for real. That's all the football talk I've got in me tonight because it just makes me sad. So anyway, tonight we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff. This weekend, I guess on Friday, a little game called Lost Soul Aside came out from Ulti-Zero Games. And you guys, I've played this game all stinking weekend, and I have really enjoyed this game. And I'm going to show a little bit of it to you tonight. I think we're going to have a good time with it. So get excited for that. Then, literally, before we came in, tonight, I found on Twitter a video essay that I want us to watch together, okay? And I'm really excited to watch it with you. I'm gonna go in blind with it, but it's a 20-minute video essay on Final Fantasy X and how it helped a streamer reconcile their religious faith. So I'm really excited about it. Yeah, super excited. Goddess, I'm so glad that you're back. Was PAX amazing? Oh man, I'm so sad that I didn't get to go. I just couldn't swing it this year with all the things in my life. But yeah, that's awesome that you got to go. I'm so excited. Man, Streamlabs is doing a whole mess of things, isn't it? Let me fix some of that. Oh, I'm so glad that y'all got to meet. That's awesome. That's terrific. I am really glad to hear it. I love when people in the stream meet. That does my heart good. I love it. Let me fix some things real quick. Bam. And let's do one other real quick one. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, now. Give me one quick second. I gotta update something on the back end. Isn't this music nice? Can you hear this music, everybody? It's so nice. Makes me so happy. This music has just been blaring in my house this weekend. I love that, like, stuff in the background there. So nice. That wailing. I love a good wail in my video games. Okay, so I think we are all good now. I think I've covered all of my bases. There we go. Done. Okay, so let's chat. So everybody, oh, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you all for the subs. I'm seeing a bunch of subs in the chat. Thank you. Several. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nightalize, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. How you doing? Everybody, I guess I can say now Nightalize is a friend of mine that I've met in person. We actually met in Japan, of all places. We both happened to be in Japan at the same time, and so we connected and got dinner, and it was a great time. So, how you doing, bud? Great to see you. I see you. Okay, so let's talk about Lost Soul Aside, okay? Because we're going to start this out with a little bit of this, and then I'm going to play a little bit. I'm going to play a little bit from about, I think it's about 35-40% into the game. So I've got some new weapons. I've got some new, like, abilities, and I've gotten better at combat. So you're going to get to see a little bit more advanced. There's not going to be, like, huge spoilers or anything, but you're going to see some really cool things. It's been 2 years, Jeffrey. That's crazy. Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much. Man, you've been on it. You've been on the journey with me and fixed a lot of my computers over the seasons. But Lost Soul aside, I don't know if you've like seen all of the craziness that is online about this game, but it has been like a slugfest all weekend long. Because I had the audacity of saying that this game was actually pretty good. And I went on the internet not realizing that the jury had already been, sequestered, and they've spoken their judgment. And they're like, no, this game is, and I quote, trash and a waste and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, are we playing the same game? Because I've actually really been having a lot of fun with this. Now, here's the thing. I want to give full disclosure here. I do need to shout out and thank Ulti0 Games for providing me with a review copy of this game, okay? And some of you, like, you can take that for what it's worth. You can say, oh man, Prof got bought off and all this kind of stuff. If you've been a part of this channel 6 months ago, you know that I went through every trailer of Lost Soul Aside and compared it with the Final Fantasy Versus 13 trailers, okay? You can tell, if you go back, you can see that I have been following this game, and I got really excited then about it, because it looked like the kind of game that I was going to be into. In fact, the aesthetic and the vibe of it are reminiscent of some of those early Final Fantasy Versus 13 trailers. And there are aspects of that. I was also interested in the idea that there was one guy that was making this game. And so I've been doing some research this past week, and several people sent me, some of my key contacts actually sent me some articles so that I would know kind of what I was talking about and stuff. So this is, I want to spend a little bit of time kind of going over some of this stuff. I'm going to dampen the music just a little bit so you can hear this. And I want to read verbatim a translation of an article, okay? So we're going to go over to live scene real quick. Oh, there's the game right there. Look at that. There it is. We'll get to that in a moment. But first things first. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to be checking out this guy right here. And let's see if I can make it fit a little bit better here. Oh my gosh, am I just really good at social media now and Twitch streaming? I'm so good at this. Not really. Okay, so I want to read a little bit of this because I do think that this is part of the discussion. It does not... understanding development history of a game, I do want to say this, does not offer excuses, but it does deliver context for us. And that's what I really want us to think about when it comes to this game. And there's some things I want to talk about while I'm playing it in just a minute. But I want to show you, I want to tell you some of the dev history of this, okay? So here's what it says. Here's a look back at how Yang Bing, I think I'm saying that right, it may be Yang, but Yang Bing spent the past 10 years. Since the game was already been released, saying a bit about it shouldn't really be offensive. So in 2014, let's see if I can actually do better with this right here. See if I can make this so you can actually read all of it. Yeah. There we go. Look at this. So, in 2014, after watching the trailer of Final Fantasy Versus 13, later Final Fantasy 15, Yang Bing conceived his own vision of an ideal game. He then began teaching himself, that's key, teaching himself advanced design, modeling, Unreal Engine, programming, and more. And by 2015, just a year later, he continued learning while hanging out in domestic and international tech groups. In mid-2016, Yang Bing released a short film made with Unreal Engine that took him 2 years. This was the 5-minute prototype clip that everyone first saw. It wasn't meant to go viral. He only made it as part of a job application. That's key. But soon, multiple domestic companies approached him, and he ultimately chose Sony because he didn't want to make mobile games. Wow, relatable. Side note, choosing Sony had its benefits: global distribution across both physical and digital platforms, simultaneous worldwide release, and a strong marketing network built from Sony's social media presence with large fan bases. By 2017, with Sony's support, Yang Bing founded UltiZero Games, Lingqi technology in Chinese. That's when the game began to be planned from a commercial perspective. Now, the team was fewer than 5 people, and Yang Bing kept pushing himself to learn Unreal Engine. Sony's China Hero Project lead at the time helped with team building and management. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. By 2018, Lost Soul Aside had completed pre-production planning and was about to enter full development. Yang Bing attended Gamescom that year, and in just 2 weeks of sleepless work, built a small boss battle demo for the event. At that point, the team was around 10 people. By the end of 2019, the project hit a bottleneck. The original plan included open world elements, but the team couldn't manage it. Open world was trending in China back then, but most attempts didn't go well, and it was burning through money. At this point, the team had grown to around 20. So in 2020, Yang Bing decided to scrap and restart Lost Soul Aside to the version that we have today, cutting back heavily on the original design. The team grew to about 30 people. But scrapping everything meant sunk costs and even tighter funding. They couldn't afford senior veterans, so the team was a mix of mobile game developers and inexperienced newcomers learning on the job. From mid-21 to early 2023, due to COVID lockdowns in Shanghai, the team was forced to work from home, which slowed progress significantly. Members would finish tasks individually, then hand them to Yang Bing, who would integrate them. Many people quit during this time, some moving on to paper games, Tencent, or NetEase, basically using UltiZero as a stepping stone. By summer 2023, when the restrictions lifted, Yang Bing was already balding and graying. The team returned to the studio and began recruiting again, finally entering full production, and the team expanded to over 40. So you see, like, maybe it was age, maybe it was stress, but there's a lot going on, and Yang Bing himself is also, I mean, he is growing through all of this. He's certainly growing in his ability to develop, but he's also growing as a person and aging as a person. That's taking a bit of a toll on him as well, it seems, from all of this behind the scenes stuff. Also, can you imagine putting together a demo and being captivated by this inspiration of a game, Final Fantasy Versus 13, and then scrapping what you had? Well, first of all, having it be picked up to turn into a full game, and then scrapping it in 2020 to go for a little bit more tight and more narrow scope, because the open world thing just was not quite panning out. Anyway, in early 2024, Sony required changes to the script and directly participated in revisions. With a team that had worked on God of War Ragnarok and Horizon, the narrative was heavily cut down. Originally divided into 10 chapters, the story was merged into a few larger ones. The game's release was delayed. Sony wanted to keep fan interest alive through social engagement campaigns, and at the time, the studio's planner, Vivian, had completed all her design work and began handling studio operations. She was strongly pro-Sony, somewhat arrogant, and often stirred drama online. But who doesn't, you know? She even leaked internal info and false release dates. And I don't know much about this, but eventually during the infamous, quote, 1 black cancels out 10 yellows controversy, I don't know what that is. It sounds incredibly racially charged, and I don't even like saying it in quotations. But I imagine that it was some kind of controversy that, yikes. I don't know anything about it. But Yang Bing couldn't stand it anymore and fired her. Sony downplayed the situation and wouldn't allow the studio to make public statements, since the dev team had no right to speak out or even set pricing. Only after public pressure did Sony permit Yang Bing to clarify things, but then much damage had been done. Internally, Sony China admitted it was mishandled by their sales department, which lacked proper PR crisis management. From late 2024, and this is where it kind of comes to a head, 2024 to 2025, the revised script and cutscenes were completed along with Japanese, English, and Chinese voiceovers. Development prioritized the PS5 version, and I think that most people are saying that the PS5 version is much more stable. The PC port was supposed to be optimized well, but Unreal Engine PC optimization turned out harder than expected. In my opinion, they should have just released it later like the other Sony titles. The demo build was stuck in Sony's review for nearly 2 months and was only approved right before release. The pure development cost from indirect info was around 20% of Black Myth Wukong's budget, or about half of Stellar Blades. Given the scale of Lost Soul aside compared to its budget, it was still risky to attempt a pure action game of such difficulty. So let's look at these comparisons. This is crazy. Devil May Cry, 250 devs. Final Fantasy 15, 600 in the main team, 1,500 globally. RE4 Remake, 800 developers. GTA 6, 2,000 developers, 200 just for optimization. The Witcher 4, 440 developers currently, and Final Fantasy 7 back in 1997 had 150 core staff and a $40 million budget. So this is kind of wild, right? When you think of it in comparison, the most that they ever had were 40 devs entirely on the team doing everything. And it really went through one guy, which is absolutely insane, right? So let's keep going. So comparing Lost Soul Aside only by development time or against these large-scale titles misses the point. Saying things like 11 years and this is all they made, or it's no Devil May Cry, is just playing with numbers. Yang Bing's inspirations were DMC, Ninja Gaiden, and Final Fantasy, the same way your favorite works shape what you dream of making. For him, Lost Soul Aside was a 10-year journey. In dev circles, few would call this a AAA title because making realistic 3D action games is notoriously hard. Think DMC is difficult, Ninja Gaiden is even more brutal. For someone with zero experience in action games, even in game development at all, getting character actions and responsiveness right is an enormous challenge. Something as simple as a jump and land animation can take half a year without prior experience due to endless fine-tuning and bug fixing. Chaining actions together is even harder, often breaking when one fix causes another issue. The current animation set took nearly 6 years of iteration. Also, they struggled to recruit experienced action animators for years. So in essence, Lost Soul Aside is a project nurtured under Sony's China Hero Project. It carries symbolic weight for many small developers or aspiring creators. Proof that with discipline and self-learning, you can try to make the game you dream of, though you might go bald. But it's also a warning, never attempt a 3D open-world action game unless you want to suffer. Very few manage to turn that vision into a reality. So looking back, it's been 10 years since Yang Bing's prototype video. In the single-player dev community, there's an old saying, without 10 years of experience, you're bound to fall into pitfalls. That's pretty huge. He's lived that out. Back in 2016, his prototype inspired many people. His first upload was on YouTube, linked to the Unreal Engine developer community, and later re-uploaded to Bilibili. You can still find early comments under that video. Did he forget his original intent? Not really. He did his best. From what I know of him, and this is also really interesting, Yang Bing is a true introvert. Aside from development, he barely involves himself in anything else and leaves the operations entirely up to Sony. At past China Hero Project dinners, he would just sit on the side eating quietly, never initiating conversations. He avoids going out, doesn't travel, and even broke up with his girlfriend. Gains and losses. He's probably the best example of that. Okay, so I share this with you all tonight. Let me pop up here. I share this with you tonight not because I want to evoke sympathy for this game or this developer, right? But instead to give context to why this game started as kind of a passion project and it began to get hype like Versus 13 and then was, and I'm guilty of this too, it was compared to Versus 13 as like we're finally getting something of that ilk. And then with all of the development, all of the learning of both Yang Bing and those around him, it was never going to be like that. And so there were some unfair, unmet expectations. But just like Final Fantasy 15, just like Kingdom Hearts 3, this game is compared unfairly to a game that never even really was a game. I would liken the Versus 13 stuff to a pipe dream tech demo that was never playable by the public, really. It is absolutely wild. And so here's the thing that I think is really interesting for us to talk about. Hey, Subtext, what's up? Also, Dr. Meme Man, what's up? Great talking to you on Twitter recently. Here's what's interesting to me. There is this wild mythos regarding indie developers. And this is actually where I'm going to push back a little bit on some of this stuff. Because of games like Silksong and Hollow Knight and Expedition 33, there is this idea that indie games can have a AAA level of quality. And that is simply unfair to true indie developers. This is a real problem that we're running into right now. And so I'm seeing people that are saying things like, this game is not worth my time. It may not be worth the money. I do think that there's an issue of pricing going on. I think that that is more Sony's issue. I don't know, but I think it's probably more of Sony's issue than it is necessarily Yang Bing's or Ulta Zero Games. But I think that there does need to be some understanding of indie game quality. Not every game is going to get the Expedition 33 treatment. Also, if you look at that final paragraph that I read about the personality and experience and leadership experience and dev experience of Yang Bing, and you compare it to some of the initial founders, indeed the initial creator of Expedition 33, and there are worlds difference. So the entire team of like 30 some odd 33 people at Sandfall, not all of them had experience, but some of them did have experience with Ubisoft, right? A few of them, enough to kind of be some sort of guide through the development process, which I think is really interesting. Now, there are a lot of novices on there, but you can see that this was the product, LSA was the product of one guy's vision, kind of slowly recruiting and then being given some other people. And a lot of those devs that he did recruit ended up working on mobile games and stuff. And so you've got a lot of different inspirations that are all coming into this. And so you take some of that personality piece of the introversion and the maybe timidity to go and initiate conversations, stuff, and you're just not going to be able to secure a lot of the same communication avenues. Now, is that an excuse? No, I think it's context. And so, again, I've seen a few people on Twitter lambasting this, saying this should be of something to the level of like E33. No. There was not the infrastructure put in place for this sort of thing to end up like that. Now, in a moment, I'm going to show you what we got, and what you'll find is what we got is far better than Twitter would have you say. Yeah, I saw that NSB tweet the other day, Sub. Yeah, something as simple as jump and land animation could take half a year without prior experience. Yeah, it's incredibly challenging. And a solution to one thing can create a number of other bugs. I'm not big into computer or video game development personally, but I remember how awful my advanced computer programming classes were when I was in college. I hated it. I wasn't even a major. I had to take it for a soft science. And I hated it because I was like, well, I solved that problem. Now there's like 30 other problems. I can only imagine what that means when it comes to some of the bugs that you're going to get in a game like this. Yeah. Turn-based games do have far fewer variables to take into account. Silksong works in a 2D setting. They went for a full 3D action game in an open world setting for the first 6 years of its development, and then reset it to a very linear progression. I think it's better as a linear game. So now I'm going to show you what the game is, because I've talked a little bit of like, this is the context, but let me show you what it is. Because here's the thing, everybody, like, I actually have really enjoyed this game. I've stayed up till 1 or 2 in the morning every night this weekend playing this game. And like, I just really have been enjoying it. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and get into it, shall we? Let me pull up this right here. And we're going to load my game. Look at all of my save files, y'all. Look at them all. And look at that cute little chibi. I'm really enjoying it. The music is really impressive to me. The graphics I really enjoy. You haven't. You just heard me ranting. So let's just take a look at this guy right here. And I'll tell you, in my actual game, I'm getting 60 frames per second very smooth. The compression rate over toward through Streamlabs to Twitch and YouTube, that's not gonna really show off as much. I've tried to up some things. I think we're at 40 frames per second without the stream dropping. But that's more of like an internet issue for me. So hopefully it's looking pretty good. But I need you to know that I'm at 60 solid frames per second. Now I am playing on PC. I'm playing on a 5080, a GeForce 5080 with an Intel 7 processor, 14700K, okay? That's the power of my rig. It may just be my rig, but I have had virtually no issues. There have been no game-breaking bugs. I haven't had but maybe 1 or 2 loading stutters the entire time. But now gameplay is, I'll say that is one area that this game is not mid at all.
I'm Juliet, Chief Parvat's younger sister.
I'm going to turn it up so you can hear it a little bit.
Hi, I'm Kaiser.
It's not often we get visitors from the Empire here. It's nice to meet you.
What's up, honey
Thanks.
bun? Good to see you.
If you want to know anything about Mistwood or Redbead Village, feel free to ask.
She's surprisingly cheerful. Disarmingly so.
Yeah, 15 Merciless. I totally get it.
The Neverwin Monastery
Totally get
is
it.
sacred to the villagers. They say it houses something really important. No one really knows what, though. Even us locals aren't allowed to enter there without a good reason. Ever since Zana returned a few days ago, the monastery's been completely sealed off. What could have happened there? Master Neverwind hasn't come out to explain any of it. It's really concerning. Curious about Mistwood? You've come to the right place.
All right, let's keep going. I want to show you some combat, because this is where this game really shines. Now, I will go ahead and tell you, this is probably taxing my computer a little bit to both stream and have a video camera and a PC game running. So if it goes down, God help us.
Ah, esteemed visitor, you must be Kaiser, right? Thank you for helping Squall regain his senses.
Also,
We're
there's
in
a squall
bit
in
of a
this game,
bind,
so Final Fantasy
so I
VIII.
apologize if our welcome
No, I
is
definitely
lacking.
mean Storm here.
I understand. Solaria
I
sent
caught
us.
up to you? Nice.
I was actually hoping.
Well, we're
you
gonna
could tell
piddle
me how
around
to
a little
enter
bit.
The alternate dimension in Mistwood.
Alternate dimension? What is that?
I was really hoping you would know. Looks like we'll have to find another way.
Hold on. Since you were sent by Solaria, maybe you should visit Neverwin.
My rig
Monastery.
is great, Jeffrey. It really
Neverwin
is.
Monastery?
My internet is not,
Word
and
has
that's
it
really
that
what I'm
generations
concerned
ago,
about.
Solaria entrusted a great secret to Master Neverwind at the monastery, and he was
Have you
tasked
played
with
it, 15
safeguarding the
Merciless?
secret for generations to come. However, after the catastrophe,
So
Master
excited for the
Neverwind and
crash,
his
you shut
disciples
up.
became consumed with delirium. The monastery's been closed ever since.
Corruption.
Corruption.
So, you're saying if we can help Master Neverwind regain his senses, we might learn about the alternate dimension.
So right now, everybody, this is what I'm doing.
see.
I've come across this city, or this town, very Eastern-inspired village.
You would do
And there are like
Yes.
4 or
I'm ready to
5
tackle whatever
masters
challenge lies
in
ahead
this
of
area.
Neverwin Monastery.
And they have all been
Wonderful.
corrupted
Just follow the
by
stone steps on the outskirts up the hill. You
essentially
won't
this
miss
kind
it.
of sickness.
I will
Subtext.
stay. Master
Ban that
Neverwind
man.
and his
We already
disciples
talked
are
about
in a state
Bama,
of
and we're not
frightful
bringing it up
frenzy
again.
now. Please be cautious.
However, if you have an extra 68 mil hanging around, I could put it to a very good cause. It wouldn't go in my pocket, I'll tell you that much. It would go in Bama's pocket. Because that's, we have a buyout that we need. Okay. So right now, I'm trying to get up to this little dot up here. And right now I'm not lost. I'm certainly not lost. Okay, yeah, here we go. So here's my friend. There's like 5 main characters, one that you only play as, but the
You
others
made
are
it to Redbead
nice
Village,
companions.
Kaiser.
First, the bad news. Zana's been corrupted.
This dragon
Yeah,
that's flying around me,
heard.
he is my friend.
So, what's the plan?
Yeah, buyout for us to give you your
First,
coach
we knock
back,
some sense
yes.
into Zana.
He was doing great out
Is
there.
anything I can do?
I'm not sure he's SEC ready.
Sorry, but I've got to handle this on my own.
But
Rest assured.
I'm
I'll
not
bring you back.
lost. I found it.
I see. Then I'll be waiting right here for you.
Thanks, girl. I'm ready to go fight. So yeah, huge. I do want to shout out Jeffrey. Jeffrey advised me on
Let's take a look.
what kind of rig I needed. And this has been a really great PC experience. And I'm really happy with it. I love these like falling leaves here. Okay, just like in Final Fantasy 15, we have a little bit of corridor loading. We love that. You like Liana? You mean not Chadley? Okay, I mean, look at this, you guys. Like, I'm very happy with this. Yeah, for a man like me that knows nothing.
Over there.
I can't quite reach the mechanism to lower it.
You're asking for this.
Take this.
Okay, so like, look at this combat, you guys. I really just have a great time with it. And you can swap weapons on the fly.
We're being targeted.
I feel like I'm always doing cool things. And it's as button mashy as you want it to be, right? But I do my best when I'm just like actually playing strategically. So here we have a little bit of like almost God of War action going on. Okay, now I gotta hurry. Let me show you my favorite, the sword slide. Oh, well, and now I died because I wasn't looking where I was going. But that's okay.
Need to be more careful.
I do need to be more careful. I didn't realize that was a gap. Okay, there we go. This is lovely, right? Like, I'm really enjoying it. Am I nuts, chat? I don't know.
This is quite intriguing. Thief! A thief!
Oh no, and see now there's like villagers coming to attack me. This is gonna be crazy. The best part is when I do a perfect like dodge. Not like that. That was actually a terrible idea. That was a good parry though. Oh, get out of there. Okay.
Sorry for that.
That was my tree. I made that tree. He is surfing on a sword. Remember, Leon, that's not a fault of the game. That's because gravity hates me in all
The
games.
monks are unable to tell friend from foe.
Either way, they can't stop us.
Stay alert. This is where Squall honed his skills. This will not be easy.
Okay. I love this bamboo forest I'm in. That E33 parry system is paying off. Absolutely. To me, like, I like this game, at least its combat. I learned to block better with this. Blue circles help. Yes, they do.
I'm sensing malice from every crevice of this.
I'm a huge fan of action games. Like Final Fantasy 16, Devil May Cry, all that kind of thing.
Give me all
So
the
like
details.
this was not a difficult transition for me. So this is not Chadley. She has a workshop. The save points are her collecting data, and she appears everywhere. So anyway, I can also change my appearance. This is some special stuff. Also, I can make him gold, which I think is actually pretty cool. So we'll do that for now. He's got to get all dressed up. He's a dragon. Also, he becomes my sword every now and then. Okay, here they come. And see that? I just did a great parry there. Oh my gosh.
Watch your back.
Ooh, that was close. I got stabbed in the back. Chadley's better, absolutely. I love Chadley. Liana is fine. She has grown on me a little bit. And like, if I'm gonna be nitpicky, watch you guys. Like, watch the ripples underneath me, okay? Like, sure, that doesn't look like AAA, but that's okay for me. That does not break my immersion at all. But I've seen people like point out some of the most bonkers things. I'm about to say something in subtext. You're really going to appreciate this. I had more bugs in my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough attempt than I have ever had in this game. I've had more Baldur's Gate 3 broken game restarts than I ever have in here because I haven't had a single broken game restart in this one. Now, I'm not saying that to be mean. Akina, yeah, we're starting out with Lost Soulside. I can't put two different games on there though, so we're gonna get to Final Fantasy X in a moment. Yeah, we're gonna get there, Akina. But we're starting it out with Lost Soulside real quick. Thank you for letting me know though.
This is the Temple of Contemplation.
So I'm gonna fight this boss, and then we're gonna go into Final Fantasy X. Ooh, ouch.
We're being targeted.
Ooh, ow. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills on both this game and that one. Okay. Oh, he's stunned. Ooh, I would totally miss that.
Behold this power.
There we go. Yeah, sorry about that mislead. I'm just not very good at YouTube and Twitter, Twitch, it turns out. But the thumbnail says that we're playing some Lost Soulside, so sorry about that misdirect. We'll be at it in probably about 15 minutes.
Take this.
As expected.
For me, I really like the aesthetics of this game as well. This is that's a really interesting, like I said, Eastern-inspired area. It's not necessarily like the most distinct I've seen in this game, and it also feels a little bit more corridory. I think the hate for this game is forced, merciless. Like, to me, like, no, it's not a 10 out of 10. It was never gonna be a 10 out of 10. But for me, it is a solid, I'd say 7.5 bordering on 8. Just in the fun that I'm having. Now,
You're asking for this.
Fusion begins.
oh, and look at this fun thing. To be able to use the little dragon man as a dragon friend as a weapon, I love that. And look at this madness. This is just so
How
good.
do you feel
So
about
good.
Borderina's power, huh?
Square Enix did not create this game. This is from Ulti Zero, a guy named Yang Bing. He made it. He was inspired by Final Fantasy Versus 13, which is the precursor of Final Fantasy 15, what it was originally going to be. And so, with some help from Sony and several other outlets, he was able to create this game. And it just came out the other day after like 10 years of marinating, is the way that I'm going to say it. Ooh, that's not correct. I went the wrong way. I'm not lost. Don't say I'm lost. Yeah, but it's a Chinese developer who is
Where
self-taught.
to next?
Kind of crazy.
I'm sensing malice.
Still livid they didn't use Stella from 13 Verses,
Watch
right?
yourself.
Wouldn't that have been interesting?
Let's get a
I
record
love
of this.
Stella.
Give
Okay,
me
let's go ahead and
all the
save it.
details. And recorded.
I want to fight a boss. Oh, maybe this is it.
Despite the beautiful scenery,
Oh yeah, this is a boss.
wins. An unwelcome guest arrives. The tree yearns for stillness, but the wind never stops. Let's see what it's blowing.
Chat. I freaking love this.
Intruder, you don't belong here.
Oh, okay. Oh, hello.
I will be your downfall.
Oh, God, this guy's all over the place. Oh, God, you guys, what? Oh, God, okay, oh, my God. Get back, get back. Oh, gosh, okay, I'm just running. Oh, we broke him, there we go.
How about this?
That's what I'm talking about. Break that shield. Get him. Don't let him do it to you. Let's go. Shoot. Also, this music, you guys. Are you kidding me? Let's go. Nothing feels as good as when you get a perfect block. Oh my gosh, okay, let's go.
My great power! Show you what I'm made of!
Get him!
Now it's my
That's what I'm talking about, let's go. That was sick, right? Get over there! Hooah. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing people have fun with this game, man. Like, I don't know.
You're awesome.
It's so crazy! Yeah, you can do a counterattack if there's a perfect block, and it is terrific. It feels so good when you can do it. I'm a much better dodger than I am a blocker, I'll say. Get off my... Hey. Woo, I missed that one. Oh.
Let's do this together.
Oh, the multi-phase approach with these bosses is so good, man.
Behold this power.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Time to practice
Oh,
my secret moves.
crap, what?
Pay attention. This formation works for both attack and defense.
What?
Howling gusts.
Oh, gosh, okay. What is happening here? I don't even know what's happening.
Various secret technique. Ah! How about this?
Ooh, fire. Oh, get out of that. Get out of that. Keep going. Keep going. Get him. Yes, let's go. Yeah, the air combat feels really good. In some ways, it has air combat that I wish that Rebirth had. Rebirth has some good air combat, but this is really, really fluid to me. And I feel like I can really juggle pretty well here. Ooh, ow.
Get serious.
Let's get serious. Ooh, stay away from that. Yeah, this almost feels like a fighting game in some ways. It almost makes me wish that, like, this is what the next Dissidia would be like. Anybody play Final Fantasy Dissidia? Oh god, I'm getting mauled right now.
It's not over yet.
Ooh. Look at that fun lightning dodge I got there. Get out of there! Get out of that wall! Woo! Man, me too. I loved the old Dissidia games. Okay, let's do this.
You should begin.
Get him! Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, look at me go. Those flying attacks are sick! Get him with the tree. Hit him with the tree. No, hit him with the turrets. Okay, get out of that. Oh crap, the lightning is everywhere now. Oh, this is like his last stand. Oh my gosh, it gets nuts. When the bosses know they're about to die, they pull out every stop imaginable. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
When did the wind stop?
Okay, so that was one of 4 mini bosses in this particular level.
You are.
I'm Casey.
But he felt like a big boss, right? Which means I cannot imagine what the big boss in this one's going to be.
Oh, you know me?
Your story has been chronicled in many of our scrolls. In our library, we have a portrait of Master Celeria and the Holy Beast Arena. I can't believe Lord Arena is still alive, let alone right here.
And Celeria is safe and sound too. She sent us to retrieve the soul crystal fragment in the alternate dimension.
I'll show you the way. Why am I so weak?
You just recovered from dark energy.
One thing that I
crush.
do appreciate is that I can control the
Probably take it
camera
easy for a while.
during these
I just
sometimes
wanted to
lengthy
get
dialogue
stronger
fests.
and fend off the monsters.
It's appreciated.
Knew I'd lose myself.
I'm going to show you one more cool thing, and it's just in a
Have they
menu.
been corrupted too?
I'm sorry, but yes.
It's all my fault. No, now's not the time for me to dwell on regrets. Go behind the mountain, past the Grand Hall, and head for the ancestral shrine of Celeria. There is the entrance to the alternate dimension.
Okay, so that gives you a little bit of a taste of why I really am enjoying this game. I'm going to go back to Liana and save real fast.
Feeling tired, Kaiser?
It will automatically save, but I'm
sensing malice
insane
from
like that.
Want to record your story?
The skill trees and the accessories are really nice. Let me show you one quick thing.
The epic adventure indeed.
If I go to my equipment here, so I've got all of these different swords. I'll go to this one right here, the Frostmite. I've been using this one. So you can look at this. You can also add little accessories on here, and you can see all of these accessories have little buffs and stuff. And I can click on it, and I can actually like place the accessory somewhere on here. So I saw a girl on Twitter earlier today turn her sword into a keyblade, you guys. How crazy is that? And so like when she's playing, she's like, that's my little Sora or Virum Rex, I guess, to go with KH3 stuff. But yeah, I mean, so then it looks like this in the actual game when you pull it out, which I think is just super, super cool. I think that's awesome. Let me show you the skill trees as well. So your dragon friend has some bonus abilities that you'll be able to upgrade and equip and all that kind of stuff, which I think is really neat. They don't change the flow of battle that much, but you can also hide the parts if you want the pure sort of thing. The skill trees look like this. They are based on the weapons that you've got. As you can see right here at this point in the game, I've got 3, a sword, a great sword, and a pole blade. You get these unlocked as you hit different parts of the game, but then there's a full skill tree for each one of these, as well as some kind of more optional boosters, I guess, to here at the bottom, which I think is neat. For those of you that are lore buffs, you've got a very extensive, I don't know, I'd call it active time lore in some ways. You've got all of your characters in case you're like me and you forget their names. The Emperor looks like he's straight out of A Realm Reborn. Gaius. There's Chadley. You've got all these different characters. This is Ravus in my mind. You cannot convince me otherwise. That is definitely just Ravus in my opinion. So you can see all the different locations. Again, to me, like, this is a really cool game. Is it the is it the open world concept that was billed to us? No, it's not. But to me, it does a great job of what it does. So I don't know. I'm a big fan of this game, and I hope that I've taught you a little bit. Before we kind of shift over to Final Fantasy X, do you have any questions about Lost Soul Aside? I've spent all weekend with it. Would love to answer any questions that you have about the game. This is not the game for somebody that's looking for absolute perfection. Oh, Akina, I see. The dude's voice doesn't match his body. Yeah, that's the dragon's voice. And then the other voice is, yeah. I think the voices are mostly serviceable. There are no standouts in the voice acting realm of this game, I would say. It's just like fine. Just fine. There's a few clippable moments that people have been like, no. I think that's actually what they say. Ah, no. And it's a little melodramatic, but it doesn't bother me that bad. By the time I got to chapter 2, the voices and voice acting performances, they were fine. I've heard, though I haven't heard it myself, I've heard that Yoko Shimomura, who did the soundtrack to Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts, did the closing theme song for this game, which is pretty rad. So, another love letter. Every voice actor needs to start somewhere. And you know, like, I was trying to say to somebody, this feels like it is, it feels like a great game to play right after I've been playing Final Fantasy X, as far as voice acting is concerned. Because some of the voice acting in Final Fantasy X is hit or miss, right? Yeah. Do I think Lost Soul Aside will end up getting nominated for something at the Game Awards? Oh, man. Nominated, maybe. I think that it could and probably should at least be acknowledged for some kind of indie award. I think the story of it is really impressive. Like the story of how the game is made. And I hope that they'll do something to acknowledge the insane work that Yang Bing has done. I don't know exactly what that would entail. They have an award that's not based on like on votes. I do know that. I think it's just like, it's not really a lifetime achievement, but it feels like that. They did it last year for gosh, that one guy, I forget what it was. Y'all can help me out in the chat. It was like the special award. They brought him out, and I think he was like a difference maker or something like that. So I hope that they will acknowledge this game's story. And Jeff is really good about highlighting indie developers, I'll say. And sure, it's easy to highlight Sandfall and Expedition 33. That's likely a shoe-in for Game of the Year this year, right? But to highlight all indie devs who do shoot for the stars and come up short, you know? Expedition 33 is one of those games is like, it's like lightning in a bottle, you know? Yeah, Merciless, I think the game is fine, but where I was wrong is with how I expected this to be 15 part 2. And now I understand how unfair. Yeah, that's kind of what I think. The closer we got to release, the more I was like, okay, this is not going to be 15, but I am curious about what it is. And to me, I don't know, it's for what it is, I really like and appreciate it. Sorry, there's a fly. But I'm not going to gauge it on what it's not. As a fan of Final Fantasy 15, like day one version, I've learned not to compare a game to what its earliest trailers were, which may be unfair. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the wrong there, but like, for me, I want us to move past the Final Fantasy versus 13 conversation. I want us to. That game is just not ever going to get made. And that's okay. It led to some amazing games like 15, which I'll ride till the day I die for, because it changed my life. In a lot of ways, like I said, Kingdom Hearts 3, we've got Virum Rex. It led to that. It led to some interesting combat choices with Kingdom Hearts 3. Personally, and I know this is a hot take, I'm not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan, but if I had to choose a Kingdom Hearts 3 is my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. Now, it's important for you to know, I have played and beaten all 3 Kingdom Hearts games. Okay? So, like, for me to say I'm not a fan of Kingdom Hearts generally, and when they announce a release date for Kingdom Hearts 4, you're going to get a full lecture play series of Kingdom Hearts. I guarantee it. Okay. But like Versus 13 did us wrong with it, with some of it, you know? So there's that. Hey, Mom Autumn. Good to see you. And then of course this game has been up and down with it. I think there's an interesting conversation to be had about indie development and AAA versus AA development. And I don't know, I just hope that some of the things that I've been seeing online, man, I don't have an issue with the critiques that people have about games. I have an issue with the very disparaging tone. Like, I've got issues with the game of the year, Baldur's Gate 3, okay? Like, I did not have a fun time with that game. I had fun in co-op at times, but I didn't have a fun time with it. Now, that's not the game's fault. Now, some of the bugs that I experienced, they kind of were, but I'm going to blame that on co-op and PlayStation 5 more than I am the developer. And that I don't have patience for that style of game. But at the end of the day, like, I can appreciate why that game is nominated and won Game of the Year that year. Okay? Even if it's not my preference. The same thing with games that like exist as a 7 out of 10. Like I think this game is. I think it's probably a 7.5 for me out of 10. 7.5 out of 10 games, they should exist. Okay? Like that's okay. I grew up on the streets of the NES, baby. Do you remember those days when we would rent a game from Blockbuster and we would go home and we would play the crap out of that game that weekend, and if it was a dud, guess what? We played it anyway and we enjoyed it, and then we would take it back. And like sometimes I would ask for a game for Christmas and for birthday, because those were the only 2 times of the year that I would get video games. None of this like, oh, a new release every month. We didn't do that in my household. I have a birthday in October. I have a birthday in December. And maybe if I had a good report card in the spring, I would get a game. But like we're talking a handful of games a year. Okay, or else I was saving my allowance money or something like that. And sometimes I would spend money on bad games, and guess what? I loved them. Lion King for the Super Nintendo, baby. Any fans? Lion King for the Super Nintendo, I still say is harder than any Dark Souls I've ever played. You know? Yeah. So, that game, I would argue, is not great. But I loved it because I loved the Lion King, and I just loved having a game. A Simon's Quest fan, and it's awful. And listen, I get it. What's the worst game that you love? What's the worst game you love, everybody? Put it in the chat. What's the worst game you love? Bubble Bobble. I played the crap out of that. If there was a platinum on the NES, I got it for that one. Yeah. I wish they'd be successful enough to make another game, but I'm hearing Lost Soul Aside as a flop. I don't know. Time will tell if it's a flop. I think they need to drop the price. Just my 2 cents. I think people would be more forgiving of it if it was a $40 or $50 game. Yeah. Buying a bad game with your allowance as a kid, and you force yourself to like it, man. You really do. You really do. And I remember so many games like that. So many games. And I just convinced myself it was terrific. Yeah. Those were the days, man. Internet sometimes is a worldwide enabled bullying. Yeah. When making fun of a game becomes a meme, everybody rides the bandwagon. I wouldn't take criticism seriously or get annoyed by it. Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, one of my first questions is when somebody's like, you're an idiot, that game is trash, you're gaslighting us into thinking that it's good. I'm like, have you played it? They're like, I played the demo. And I'm like, The demo, I have not played the demo, but my understanding is that the demo is pretty filled with bugs, some AI nonsense, not AI, Gen AI. I'm talking about NPC or enemy AI is just almost non-existent. Yeah. Little Big Planet and Prototype were the bad games that you were hooked on. I liked Little Big Planet, but that, Zelda 2, Tyler. Listen, I to this day will love Zelda 2, but I also know that I was a child and I was given that game. Mickey and Minnie Mousecapades. That's an NES game that was probably really bad, but I liked Mickey and Disney. I played the crap out of that. Yeah, that was a big one for me. Big one. So many games, you guys. But anyway, sometimes a 7 out of 10 can be a 10 out of 10 in our hearts. I say that as maybe the biggest fan of Final Fantasy 15 that there ever was. So much so that I teach a class on it at Bama and I wrote a dissertation on it. Noctis is the reason why I'm a professor and a doctor, right? Like, I would not have finished a doctorate without him. Hey, Merciless, I get it. Like, I had the fortune of playing the game before I got online to read about it. And so I was already like, hey, this game is actually pretty good. It's not the best thing I've ever played, but it's pretty good. And then I got online and I was like, oh, am I wrong? And then I went back to the game. I was like, no. And then I watched other people's clips and I was like, this is not the same game, but their rigs just aren't as good as mine, apparently. And that's not a knock at them. I'm just saying, like, apparently my rig is very well optimized for this game specifically. Go figure, Go figure. Hey guys, you ready for some Final Fantasy X? You ready for some Final Fantasy X? why don't we play some Final Fantasy X? Or actually, why don't we do some fun watching of something real quick? So, like I said, before we get into Final Fantasy X, I found something incredible. 15 is at least a solid B+. On day one, to me, it was a B+. For me, it was an A. Man, I've always loved that game. I like the fact that the action button and the jump button are the exact same. I like the fact that sometimes in Lucis, it's customary to run up to someone and jump before you speak to them because the button is the exact same and you pressed it too quickly. I like that. It's just in my head canon that you jump in Lucis when you talk to people as Noctis. And because I'm the prince, I set the standard for everyone around me, right? It's better to play the game yourself than listen to what others have to say about it. That's kind of what it is. But also, games are pricey, so it's hard to make your own decision when you got to shell out 60, 70 bucks on it. I get it, man. I get it. Love 15 from day one. That's why you're in the chat, Amy. We're 15 lovers anonymous over here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do first. I found a video essay that's going to kick us off tonight, okay? It's going to kick us off. And I've got to say, I don't know this person. Her name is Juunibug. So go over to Juunibug, Juunibug, and go give a sub if you like what we're about to see. I want us to watch this video essay because, as you know, I am a professor. I'm an instructor. I try to teach real life things. And when I see people making cool things that we can learn from, I like to show it on the show because we're going to curate things for other people to enjoy, even if I didn't make it myself. So this comes from Juunibug, and I think this is so cool. It's called How Final Fantasy X Helped Me With My Religious Guilt. How Final Fantasy X helped me with my religious guilt, and how stinking rad is that, you guys? Isn't that awesome? Like, I think that's so stinking cool. So we're going to watch this together. That ain't it. There we go. Now we're cooking. Y'all, when this came across my feed earlier today, I was like, well, I got to put that on the show tonight. I got to. So we're going to sit back and watch this. Let me tweet it out real quick because I want to give credit to Juunibug. Oops, I'll do that in a separate window, it turns out. Or actually, I'll do this over here. Let's go ahead and get to watching. So settle in. If you haven't gotten a coffee or your favorite beverage or a snack, this is a good time to do it. Keep those headphones in and or put it on the screen. And let's sit back and watch. We're going to dissect this as we play the game afterwards. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Let's react. Ooh, very artsy. Good choice of music here, too.
Final Fantasy X is a well-beloved game in the Final Fantasy franchise, and for me and many others, their top Final Fantasy game. From a memorable soundtrack, groundbreaking graphics, and the introduction of voice acting into the series, it only added to the rich story presented alongside an all-around great cast and the introduction of the Sphere Grid. But one thing that stood out to me through my playthrough was religion. Religion is an incredibly central part of the story of Final Fantasy X, even going so far to name the main antagonist Sin, a large whale-like monster that continuously terrorizes Spira. The only way to overcome Sin is to have a summoner sacrifice themselves to subdue the creature, creating a time period known as the Calm. My My name is juunibug, and I want to talk about my experience of when I played Final Fantasy X and how it was cathartic for what I call religious or Catholic guilt. I also want to talk about how Yuna especially resonates a lot with me as I watched her journey in this game. I want to share a disclaimer that I'm not trying to put down religion, shame anyone for having their beliefs, or dismiss your own personal experiences. I truly believe spirituality and religion are extremely personal for everyone. While Final Fantasy X draws inspiration from Buddhism and Shintoism and other forms of mythology, I will mainly focus on my perspectives as a Catholic Christian, and I would like to encourage everyone to listen to my story and have thoughtful discussions in the comments below.
Juunibug.
And then my second disclaimer is that I have not played Final Fantasy X-2 yet, and this video will be based on my experiences of playing Final Fantasy X for the first time.
For 10-2. Okay, let me stop there for a second. Everybody, if you are new to this channel, new to all this stuff, you should know that I teach religion and religious studies through Final Fantasy, and so that's why we are watching this tonight before we play Final Fantasy X. I know that it's going to be like forever until we actually get to play, but this feels really relevant to us. So anyway, there's that.
To give some context of my own personal life, I grew up Catholic my entire life. I often joke that my home is a chapel because of all the statues and rosaries we have. We listened to praise music, begrudgingly, in the car, went to church every Sunday, and often recited variations of prayers and novenas. I was even an altar server, assisting the priest during Mass up until I was 18 years old. I truly believed in everything that was taught to me through homeschooling, extra-religious education after school, and I even attended an all-girls Catholic high school, and I loved it. I was a star student in religious education. I was very faithful, but realized as I grew older into university years
this YouTube
that
channel is kind of it.
I was also very extremely fear and guilt driven. Even my lifestyle is strictly tied down to no tattoos, dress modestly, pray before every meal. Even one of my Catholic school friends had bars on her window to prevent her from sneaking out of the house as a 13-year-old. I played Final Fantasy X in 2021 on stream. It was my first Final Fantasy outside of the MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV. I was always drawn to the visuals of the game and had the most interest in it, as I barely knew anything about the franchise due to not growing up with PlayStation consoles until the PS3. And while I did grow up with the Super Nintendo, I had no friends that really played Final Fantasy anyways. As I mentioned earlier, the theme of religion is presented very early on in the game. Tidus, which I know there's a lot...
Let me stop there for a second. We'll get to that in a second. But one of the things that I love about this is the in classic research, and especially in a dissertation, if you're writing that, she just went through the introduction of like, why am I writing this and what immediately gives me some credibility. And so she has given us some background knowledge and history of who she is and why this matters to her. So that's a great thing. I love reading why something is interesting or hearing why something is interesting to students when they put some stuff online. So anyway, let's keep going.
A lot of discourse between Tidus versus Tidus,
I
but
know,
I say Tidus personally.
I said Tidus.
Tidus is forcefully torn away from his home of Xanarkand through Sin's attack and first appearance, removing him from the comfort of his blitzball stardom and lifestyle and the land of Machina. The term Machina refers to mechanical technology that was once commonplace all over Spira. Even entering Spira, Tidus is met with confusion when he mentions his home of Xanarkand and lack of knowledge of this new world. He is automatically assumed to be under the influence of Sin's toxin. In the middle of Besaid is a huge temple, people praying for Summoner Yuna, praying for an
That's a good
eternal
review for
calm,
us, too.
all while the hymn of the faith plays, reminding me of that church music I always heard. Most people are devout followers of the teachings of Yevon. Religion can often be something to hold on to. It's simply a belief and faith in something that cannot always be seen. The teachings of Yevon promise hope, and that if people can truly repent and atone for their wrongdoings, sin will eventually be gone forever, and there would be no more fear or sorrow of sin destroying vulnerable villages or cities. Yevon teaches against the usage of machina, as it is cited to be the cause of sin's creation. As we find out later in the game, this is only a flimsy means of hope, in that sin was always destined to return after the calm. In Catholicism, we follow these rules known as the Ten Commandments, and sins can be categorized into venial sins and mortal sins.
Ooh, interesting.
Venial
Okay,
sins are
going
more
into
common
these.
and classified as weaker sins, such as gossip and white lies. Mortal sins, on the other hand, includes things like cheating in a marriage, murder, or even idolatry, meaning that unless you repent via confession before you die, you cannot go to heaven, as I was taught. This fear often made it so I felt guilty for doing nearly anything. I felt paralyzed making choices, and I feared going to hell. I feared being seen as a sinful person, much in the same way a regular person in Spira feared the wrath of sin. I feared that I wasn't good enough and I would be punished. This became even more extreme when I realized I was a bisexual woman. I felt dirty and disgusting until I met other queer people who assured me that I wasn't an evil being. I learned to slowly accept and separate myself from religion. When I saw how some of the LGBT...
One thing that I'll say thus far, right off the bat, really, just interesting stuff here. One thing I appreciate that Junie is doing here is that she is making it very accessible to everyone here, really breaking things down like a good introduction and a good introductory teacher is going to do, saying, okay, so here's some of the things. And then also, again, couching it in her own personal experience. Junie, if you're rewatching this, I hope that I'm saying your name right and all that kind of stuff. So forgive me if I'm not. But one of the things that I really appreciate is the way that Junie is saying, at least that was my experience. This is what I heard. And so I don't necessarily think that Junie is giving a full, like, this is universally true, but this was true in my experience. I do appreciate that.
TQIA plus community was treated. I truly wondered if this was the love thy neighbor that was often preached and taught. And discrimination isn't even limited to the queer community from what I've seen. Even in Spira, the Albed are often discriminated against given their history in the Machina War and how Machina is blamed for the birth of sin. One of the main characters, Waka, often expresses his own prejudices against
Great
the
scene with
Albed due
Waka.
to their use of Machina, which became intensified by the loss of his brother Chapu, who used Machina to fight against sin. This is a reflection of how I feel as a queer woman. I never felt as if my personality or values changed as a person when I came out to myself, but knowing that I could be looked at differently, be shunned from communities, especially my own church, or even kicked out of my own home, it adds to the stigmatization of the community that if we can't accept each other's differences, that we should be removed from social, familial, and religious spaces. We meet Riku quite early on in Tidus's journey into Spira as she and her group of fellow Albed rescue him from the underwater ruins. We reunite with her during the Shoepuff ride as she attempts to kidnap Yuna, a means to stop the pilgrimage and end the sacrifices made onto summoners. However, Riku ends up joining Yuna's party as a guardian, with everyone in agreement to hide her own and Yuna's heritage as Albed, as the two are revealed to be cousins. Later on, though, when Riku speaks in the Albed language in front of Waka, Waka feels upset to travel with the heathen, as Albed continues to use the machina that he believes to be the root of evil. Riku asks Waka for proof of this, and all Waka can say to refute it is because it's in Yevon's teachings. Riku says that he needs to think for himself and not blindly follow what he's taught. But Waka doesn't feel he needs to change because he believes that humanity should try to continue to atone to end sin. While Riku disagrees in that line of thought. Tidus brings up that Waka and Riku had no issues until learning her identity. Throughout the story, we see Waka realize the errors in his ways and confront his own bigotry. Once he sees how the Albed are also affected by sin, his eyes begin to open that he shouldn't be so close-minded. Also, learning about Yuna's heritage of being half Albed, it causes him to rethink his ways. Waka went from offhanded comments and tirades to apologizing to Sid directly. He recognizes his ignorance and personal experiences and that he did not want to listen to anything that conflicted with his views. Yuna, being the daughter of an Albed woman and High Summoner Braska, shows that there can be relations.
I think that's a great thing. We talked about that conversation between Waka and Riku in the mediation from Tidus and Lulu and others in that particular scene. I think that Junie does a really good job of kind of bringing that out, synthesizing it, and talking about the growth that each has along the way.
Now, to touch on Yuna's character, we meet her as a 17-year-old apprentice summoner. We can describe her as kind, sweet, and very selfless. Almost to a fault. She has almost this quiet strength to her, and
that was a good, almost to a fault, showing the wedding scene. That was really good, actually.
She's very determined. She always wants to make others around her happy and cares very much for her loved ones. Yuna is nearly the ideal of a kind, quiet, and nurturing girl. I feel like as women, especially, we are taught to be peacekeepers, to comfort and nurture everyone around us. It's more desirable to be sweet and demure, to go with the flow. Of course, everyone loves Yuna because she is so kind and sweet. And I realize my own people-pleasing tendencies at times where I remained quiet about my opinions and kept my anxieties to myself as to not bother anyone else around me or have people worry. But it makes Yuna's progression very meaningful as she is encouraged to take charge of her own life and that there's no shame in relying on her friends and needing help. I loved her from the start, but seeing Yuna grow is what makes us love her from the lens of being a sweet and cute character to loving her as her own individual who's strong, determined, and vulnerable. Makalani of Woods is one of the most iconic scenes in the game, from the song Suteki Dane to the romance. But seeing Yuna feel wistful with Tidus talking about watching a Blissfall game in Xanarkand, nearly fantasizing about living a normal life and giving up on her pilgrimage, is incredibly heartbreaking. She's a girl with dreams. She's still so young and wants to have fun and enjoy her own life, but she can't. She's tried to smile, not have anyone worry about her, but it means that she's lonely. Yuna's journey is a one-way trip, and she is aware of her duty and her destiny, the path that she chose. A summoner was to sacrifice themselves in the final summoning, and a guardian to become the new iteration of sin. Even in Catholicism, Jesus dies for our sins and resurrects. While summoners don't resurrect themselves, there will always be the next one who will sacrifice themselves for the well-being of the population. There will always be a guardian who will become the final Aeon. It's something I felt along with Yuna that I wanted to just have fun without this lingering feeling looming over my head that I was being selfish, that I was going against what God wanted if I lived for myself for once. Yuna struggled with this as well, and she cried in front of Tidus. At a convention panel at SAC Anime 2019, Hetty Burris, the voice actress of Yuna, says that one thing she admires about her is her ability to not dwell on grief. Despite losing out on her childhood childhood, the inability to have fun in one's youth, she never became bitter and accepted her fate with such strength that is admirable. Hearing Hetty share her experiences of feeling the grief of losing herself due to personal life changes, whereas Yuna always kept strong, it made me feel the same. When I questioned my own faith among the experiences of living away at college, I felt like I lost a lot of who I was, the girl who was sheltered and had her bubble burst. As a teenager in an all-girls Catholic high school, my view was quite sheltered and narrow. I stayed in the same place my whole life until college. I admittedly was afraid of venturing out because I was afraid of other people. My idea of non-Catholics was that they were people who would be bad influences on me, that they'd lead me down a path of sin even if by means of underage drinking or drug usage. But I also believed that the majority of the world was Catholic. Until I turned 18 and moved across my state, I cried in my dorm room one night feeling like no one was like me and I was going to be peer pressured. And I learned that it wasn't the case at all, that they were good people of all kinds of religious backgrounds, or perhaps a lack thereof. Yuna herself begins to realize that maybe the teachings of Yevon, between Seymour wanting to use their own marriage to access Yuna's prowess, the trial that revealed the corruption of the people in power, to even the methods of defeating sin, only temporarily, wasn't what it was made out to be. Tidus was bringing her new perspectives and encouraging Yuna to live her life. He was an outsider to Spira and to the faith, and yet Tidus helped people because it was the right thing to do. He didn't want to see Yuna suffer just because it was a part of her religious teachings. Even my current partner, who now identifies as an atheist, is incredibly kind and caring and showed me that I am allowed to be myself and that I'm not bound to my own religion or sins. I often question, once again, if I clung to faith not only as hope, but fear. No one wants to live in eternal pain. The afterlife is such an unknown, it scares me. Who wouldn't want to gain favor with God? Even the people of Spira who—
Oh, that's a class right there. I like just that phrase right there, and that's the reason why I teach some of the classes that I do. That question of I began to wonder if I was clinging to faith out of faith or fear, and that is like one of the root. It's one of the roots of a person's beginning to deconstruct aspects of their religious upbringing. It's one of the things that I do on a day-to-day basis, trying to help 18 to 25-year-olds understand where they've come from, what they believe, and where there's some bristling. What did they inherit as belief, and what if that was good, and what if that was just a dogma that was kind of handed down to them without any real base veracity, right? And so we try to help foster some of those faith or fear conversations and questions. I think Junie's done a really, really good job of explaining her own journey on that. Gosh, so much of what she says here I can really riff on from my own experience, that most of the world is Christian, and then I went off to college and other things, and it's like, oh my goodness, yeah, maybe I'm alone. And then I remember when I was leaving for school, a very well-meaning, nice little old lady from my church grabbed me and said, "Don't let them change you." Okay, don't let them change you. She was meaning my professors, she was meaning my classmates and all that kind of stuff. Because I grew up in I became a Christian at 13 years old. When I was 14, I felt a sense of calling to go into ministry, and that really set me on a course toward ministry. I was a youth director for years and a pastor, and then eventually settled in as a campus minister, doing religious life stuff at the University of Alabama, and that evolved into continuing to do that, but also being a professor as well. And so I am a deeply religious, committed Christian person. At the same time, I am also curating conversations and classes for students to take a closer look at religion through their convictions, through their questions, through deep research, and their own identity and all that kind of stuff. So I'm resonating with a lot of what she is saying here. It's bringing up a lot of thoughts in me. Let's continue. This is gold.
Past needed to be sent
Really
to the far plane by a summoner to ensure that they didn't become an unsent or a fiend. They envied the living or often resented that their lives ended too soon. In Catholicism, we have the sacrament of last rites where a priest bestows the sacraments of Holy Communion, confession, and the anointing of the sick. This is to ensure that a person's sins are forgiven and that they can enter heaven. I've been in about 2 instances where my own life has flashed before my eyes, and I feel like I have so much I want to do and accomplish, especially fearing the afterlife and knowing my time here may not be guaranteed. When it came to questioning the religious system, I often wondered, were sinners often just imperfect people? As dirty as I thought? Are people in the church using religion to help others or to shame people and implement a hierarchical system? Did we deserve the wrath of eternal sin and in our own world? When I got sick, my mom told me sickness and pain existed because of Adam and Eve's original sin in the Garden of Eden. I felt like Yuna. Was religion my belief, my burden, or even both?
Okay, what she just said there was really, really like momentous in some ways. That religion can sometimes seem and feel and be used to push a narrative, to push an ideology, and to push a culture on the rest of the world. I think that we've seen that in the last 10 years, Christian nationalism in a lot of ways, which is not the truest form of Christianity, but it is a prevalent one, where it really has kind of morphed into this other sort of thing. I've got a lot to say on that. One of my closest mentors and friends, former professor, former bishop in the United Methodist Church, wrote a book called Resident Aliens, talking about how we as Christians make a grave error when we begin to think of the world as our home. But instead we come from, and by world, I really mean the nations and places in which we live. When we claim ownership of that identity, in some ways we are forsaking this idea of citizenship in a larger kingdom of heaven. So he wrote this book along with a guy named Stanley Hauerwas called Resident Alien, and what it means to live in the world and yet claim a different allegiance as well. And it's a really fascinating sort of thing, but it keeps us from becoming too beholden to the customs and places of this world, even for noble means, which is really interesting. So I can talk more about that later, but I highly suggest the book, Will Willimon and Stanley Hauerwas.
We grow to love and care about Yuna, and of course, we don't want her to die or even sacrifice any of our party members. We feel the same urgency as Titus to try and find a different way, but to go against the teachings of Yevon is blasphemous. When belief is embedded over hundreds to thousands of years, it's not easy to change one's mind. Even if a new leader has fresh ideas to present, people may not be the quickest to agree because of what they've been taught over their whole lives.
Like the music
I've seen this
choice
within
here.
my own Catholic community when new popes were chosen. Not everyone was on board with everything, including Pope Francis saying people don't have to be Catholic to enter heaven.
Ooh,
As we face Unaleska,
Hang on, we gotta go back and read
don't have
this.
to be Catholic.
In a passage inspired by the Gospel of Mark, Pope Francis says, "The Lord has redeemed all of us with the blood of Christ, all of us, not just Catholics, everyone, Father, the atheists, even the atheists, everyone. And this blood makes us children of God of the first class. We are created children in the likeness of God, and the blood of Christ has redeemed us all, and we all have a duty to do good. And this commandment for everyone to do good, I think, is a beautiful path towards peace. If we, each doing our own part, if we do good to others, if we meet there doing good, and we go slowly, gently, little by little, we will make that culture of encounter." We need that so much. We must meet one another doing good. But I don't believe, Father, I am an atheist, but do good. We will meet one another there. That's actually really powerful. I don't know if I've read that one. It talks about how let me keep going. Headlines across the world immediately proclaimed even atheists can go to heaven. Vatican spokesman quickly intervened. Father Thomas Rosica said, people who know the Catholic Church cannot be saved if they refuse to enter or remain in her. And this is really kind of an interesting thing. There is a way of understanding salvation, or soteriology, which is the study of salvation, where there's universalism, there's exclusivism, and then there's Christian inclusivism. Universalism says that all are saved regardless, right? Everybody goes to heaven, hell is emptied. There's that. Then there is Christian exclusivism, where it is Christ has saved those whom he has saved. And then there's this Christian inclusivist thought, and this is a reduction, of course, but it is the idea that Christ has died for all and made it possible for all to have communion with him and to go on. And so it's really interesting, if the church is doing good, according to Pope Francis here, if the church is doing good and another is doing good, people will meet doing the good there in the middle. And somehow the blood of Christ, the presence of the Holy Spirit, in Methodism, we call this prevenient grace. It's the grace that goes before a person even believes. It will bring them together. I think that's a really, that's a great thing. Well done, Junie, bringing out that passage. That's good. To be aware and even moved by the presence of God, even if you cannot name it or don't even believe in it. There's still interaction there from the divine. That's a orthodox theology, and I mean that meaning it is accepted in mainline Christian denominations, and apparently Pope Francis as well.
Enter heaven. As we face Unalesca, the group makes their stand against the teachings of Yevon quite definitively. This
we haven't gotten
is
to this
their
part yet, but
story
we'll watch.
after all. This was significant for all party members. Even Waka, who was so devout, couldn't believe everything had come to this. Defying Yevon's teachings, even at the risk of stopping the one tried and true method of stopping sin. But to me, this scene was so powerful because Yuna was willing to lay down her life and blindly follow her faith. But now she's taking a firm stand with the help of Titus and her guardians. She's done with living a life based on a false hope. She realizes that her dedication to the people of Spira doesn't have to be bound to enforcing an eternal cycle of suffering that was only resolved with more and more death. It made me feel brave enough to take control of my own life. It didn't need to be controlled anymore on every minuscule scale. My belief is that religion can serve as a compass to guide us in our lives. I used to wonder how people that weren't Catholic could be kind because I thought the rules in Catholicism helped people become good while others didn't have that. But
Can I say I thought the same thing as a Protestant Christian growing up? I was like, well, everybody's just damnable. Right? Like there is no good apart from God. And then I met people that were outside of my faith that were also doing good. And that is why for me, that aspect of prevenient grace, that theology, prevenient grace is so important. It shows the image of God even exists among those that don't have professing belief in God. So again, Christian inclusivism. Let's go.
Learn that religion can be used as a means to control a narrative and add a social hierarchy. We then enter sin. There, we defeat Seymour, who has arguably the best battle theme in the game, because he wants to become sin due to his own goals of freeing people from their sorrow and into death. Seymour was an example of someone in a high position of power misusing religion for their own gain. Yuna sending Seymour was her way of standing up for her own beliefs to try to end the cycle of abuse. And then, of course, we defeat Titus's father, Jekt, in the Xanarkin setting like we see in the very beginning of the game. With the plan set into motion to destroy the aeons we collected throughout the game, we see this bug-like creature, Yu Yevon, leader of the real Xanarkin and the creator of sin, in the base of the Yevon teachings. It's parasitic, a means to keep Sin alive, and its goal to keep Dream Xanarkand alive. Despite Yu Yevon being responsible, the weight and blame was shifted onto the citizens of Spira to continuously pay for the actions of those responsible for the war 1,000 years ago. Yu Yevon simply does not have any humanity left after sustaining Sin for centuries. He simply just operates based on mindless instinct, without agency. No amounts of atonement were going to truly make Sin go away.
Right now.
And because of this, the teachings of Yevon could be enforced for possibly eternity. No matter how devout the people of Spira were, it would never be good enough, as promised.
Sin always comes back. It comes back after the calm, every time. The cycle will continue and your deaths will mean nothing.
But there's always a chance it won't come back this time. It's worth trying.
With Yu Yevon and Sin's defeat in the Faith at Rest, Tidus, as we learn, is a citizen of this Dream Xanarkand, begins to fade away. In a way, he was the one that made the sacrifice for Spira, but especially for Yuna, the girl he loves. He did it not based on religion, but because of his own values he decided on for himself.
Wow.
Yuna is never weak, and even their romance is portrayed beautifully, as Yuna isn't a damsel in distress, but rather an equal. A strong woman who could rely on others and can also be relied on. They both taught each other many things during their journey together. As the game ends, Yuna addresses the people of Spira in the eternal calm. She never takes the experiences for granted and acknowledges all the dreams that have faded away and the friends that have been lost, asking everyone to never forget them. Of course, it's a bittersweet ending, but to see Yuna strong and triumphant, full of love in her heart, it makes me really happy. She's free from the bindings of her teachings and destiny to choose her own path now. It only makes me excited to try 10-2 for the music, dress spheres, and even see Yuna have an outfit and job as a sphere hunter that quite contrasts from her image in the original game. Since navigating my own values, spirituality, and belief, I've become much happier and more free. I have allowed myself to make mistakes and use them as learning moments instead of forcing myself to walk on eggshells, afraid to mess up at all. I choose to believe in love over wrath, even among God if he truly exists. I refuse to let any one part of my identity define my worth as a human being. I try to live my life more openly and accept differences with an open mind, rather than a fearful one. Yuna will forever be the most important Final Fantasy character to me because of this. She's brought me a lot of comfort when I question myself as a once religious person. I don't hate religion, but I feel happier to decide what I want to do for myself. From more reserved and sweet people pleasers to becoming strong women, I'm incredibly thankful for Yuna and felt quite emotional because of how much I related to her. Final Fantasy truly is special for tackling such difficult topics in profound and beautiful ways. And for that, I will always be thankful for this franchise and for Final Fantasy X in particular. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to follow me on my Twitch channel, you can find me at twitch.tv/juunibug. All support is appreciated. Thank you again for watching. Have a good time zone and love you, care you all. Bye bye.
Junie, what a great essay. What a great and personal essay. You know, I love the way that it's rooted in so much of their own experience and just the whole deal there. Wow. What a great thing. I may actually use that as examples in class to some degree because there's some really good and beautiful sentiments there. I like that. And also I like the way that Junie approached some of the research topics there. So, oh God, did my system shut off? Yes, my system shut off. So hang on 1 second. Of course it did. Of course it did. Why wouldn't it shut off? Okay. Chat, what did you find interesting about that particular video essay? What did you find interesting, compelling, all of that kind of stuff? Uh-oh, where did we go? Hello? Where did it go? I think that y'all ended up on my TV when I swapped over to the PlayStation. No, there you are. I found you again. Kind of. Things are getting crazy over here. What? This is insanity. There it is. There, no, and it's gone. Oh, and I'm back. Okay, yeah, y'all did go over to the TV behind me. Okay. Did I lose you? Good, I did not lose you. How incredible. I'm getting good at swapping up things on this. Okay. And now let's... And look at that. We've transitioned right over to Final Fantasy X. You met Junie at PAX? Shut up, goddess. That's so cool. That's so cool. I love that you met her at PAX. That's great. That's great. What I love is I hear in Junie so many of the same sentiments that I get in my classes, right? People that are asking deep questions, and they're in some ways dissociating from some faith and then connecting with aspects of others and continuing on that journey, that pilgrim's progress like we talk about. What I have found is that sometimes in deconstruction, let's have a big moment for a second. What I found is that sometimes in deconstruction, people are willing to throw out the baby with the bathwater, so to speak, and they will sometimes separate not only the difficult or challenging and harmful and bad parts of religious dogma, but they'll also throw out some of the rich theology and in some ways misconstrue. Yeah, I can. Thank you. Sure can. There you go. Sorry, Fastus. What I've found is that people are willing and ready to throw out some of the best parts of theology as they're throwing out all faith and theology. I don't necessarily think that's exactly the answer. They also will misconstrue and hyperbolize some and universalize some of the tenets of dogma from their local institution and lay it on all of their religion. I know that I've done this at times when in fact it was just small town rural religion that I caught when I was a kid, and then I continued to research, learn, and study, and I was like, oh, that's actually a gross misunderstanding, or rather an entire faith built on a preferred translation that is pretty erroneous at times. Some translations of the Bible, I'm just going to say it, some translations are not, they're not all written equally. Some I will straight up tell a student, do not read from that in my classroom because it's biased and faulty. Which is a hot take, but it's not really if you do the research. So I can say that. I teach this stuff. But you can read whatever you want, it doesn't matter. But if we're going to really get into the ins and outs of religion, we ought to look at data. We got to peel back some of the biases of culture and stuff. So many of my students are pushing against Christian fundamentalism and Christian nationalism particularly. I mean, it's a big topic in today's world. And it's not a political thing. For me, it's a what is Christianity thing. And I think Junie has hit on some of that. When are we going to do our Greco-Latin podcast? Wow. I could. I'm still pretty proficient in Greek. I don't use it as much as I used to, but the ancient Greek, I can still hang to a degree, at least in biblical Greek. That's my fun stuff, my favorites. So anyway, kudos to Junie. Love the personal narrative. Also love kind of the elements of deconstruction. That's a great example. Dustman with the sub. You're here just in time. We're about to start some Final Fantasy X. I don't even remember where we are in Final Fantasy X, but let's get to it, shall we? I remember we just got to the eternal, not to the eternal calm, but to the calm lands. Yeah, that's it. One of the things that I've enjoyed about our streams lately is that it has kind of become a variety show in some ways. Like, we're going to play a video game eventually, but in the front end, what was this, 2 hours? The first 2 hours, we did a lot, didn't we? We really were all over the place. Hey, Uni.
Just a little farther to Xanarkand.
Oh my goodness, Junie. I just absolutely, everybody, Junie, who gave us the video essay that we just watched, thank you so much. I'm gonna send you some messages offline as well, just because like that was a really poignant and personal message through your video essay. Thank you so much. I think that there's some cool things that I'd like to curate for some of our students that I teach. So anyway, thank you so much for all of the hard work and effort you put into that. Terrific. Also the editing, really well done. The music, the editing, the vocal, it was just great. Okay, let's get to it. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, I muted it for your sake. Don't ever say I didn't do anything for you. I muted it for y'all. Oh, Junie, it was my pleasure. As a guy that teach religious studies and deconstruction of religion in a couple of classes, man, what a great think piece for us. So appreciate you. Okay, let me remember how to play. I've been playing Lost Soul Aside. My fingers are so ready for like action. Oh, thank you for the sub, Junie. Enjoy your dinner. Hope that you're recovering well from PAX. God, I missed. I'm so sad that I didn't get to go to PAX this year. I've never been to PAX West, and this was going to be my first one, but with my dad and stuff, and with the start of school and all of the things, I was just like, nah, it's probably not the best time in the world for me to go. So, but I had a good weekend grilling. All right, Lulu, let's see what you got. There we go. And oh, I hope so. I've been to PAX East a couple of times, but just kind of fell through this year for West. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's... Why don't we just steal from the ogre? Stamina spring, love that. Why don't we put in Orin? That'd be great. And a power break on this guy. Oh, of course he's immune. That makes great sense. I hate when things are immune. Hate it. Kimori, we need you. Oh, man. You enjoyed grinding in Calm and Gagazet? Yeah. I don't love grinding most anywhere, to be honest. Okay, he's blind at least. Oh, don't hit him. He's real mad. There we go. Okay. So I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll just keep dark bustering him. And then he should. Oh, but he still hit me. You're supposed to be blind, man. Yeah. Some games I don't mind a grind in. Like Dragon Quest III HD 2D. I didn't mind it there at all. But I also played it on the Portal too. This year I'm going to be playing 1 and 2 HD 2D remake on the Switch. Because I love the grind on the Switch. Ow. Listen, using the 2x speed for grinding would be amazing. The fact that there's not a 2x speed in this is hyper frustrating. But that's okay. That's okay. Now, what's this little green thing over here? I don't mind using the mini-map in this game because the camera, you can't use the camera. Oh wait, we need Riku. The frustrating lands. Anything but calm lands. Yeah. And magic break, I think, on this guy. Ooh. I'm playing the Final Fantasy X remake. Oh no. Yeah, the Final Fantasy X remake here. Not remake. What's it called? HD2D remaster? Let's silence buster it. Steel? No. Let's bring in the B team. Meaning Titus. How do you activate it? I would love to learn that. On PS5 is what I'm playing. Oh, please do. Because if there's a 2x speed, game over, baby. We will do it. Hello. This is a training arena. Okay. Is this a thing? What is happening? I keep pressing the wrong button. Keep trying to activate things. All right, I'll do it. Okay. Look at that dragon head moving. 9 species in the Calm Lands. I'll give you a bonus when you get all of them. What kind of weapon? A taming sword? Oh, that's gonna soak. It's only available in the Steam version, of course. That's a shame. Do 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 do. Okay, so now I just fight things, right? And I capture them. Is that accurate? Not with these guys, you don't. Oh, are you playing on Steam? Man. Now you know. Captured. Not captured. Ow. Well, this is gonna take forever. Oh no. Somebody take care of that guy. Can I overdrive? Yeah, shut up. Ooh, fastest I've ever done that. That's great. Got one. Captured? No. Does not count. Does not count. Oh, got him that time. Let's customize. That's what I just learned. This sounds like a classic Final Fantasy song. Sounds like a town village song. Yeah, I learned that right then. Silly me. Okay, where's my random battles? There we go. Okay, now let's finish these guys off again. That's awesome. Good tip. Do, 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 do. All right. Not a fan of Hamatsu? I think we know that. Weak. Farewell. Okay, so I've gotten 3. Yeah, fully, I think. I think he may have done something for 11. Northwest for the big game. What kind of items you got? Nothing good. I like this jam. It's a banger. Oh, there's a thing down there. Let's go ahead and heal. Orin. You did miss the Lost Soul aside. I played it at the beginning. Played it at the beginning of the stream. Unless you wanted to miss it and I misread that. Oh, there we go. Oh, he can't be captured. Dang it. Who'd have thought? Oh, dang it. Yeah, it'll be up on the VOD once this goes down. You can watch it there. We had a good time. I talked a lot about the game. I like the game too. I like it a lot. You'll love me gushing over it at the beginning of the stream then. So definitely go back and watch the VOD after it's up. Okay. Oh, the ogre. Boo. Okay. Let us see. With the dark attack. Did not work. Ow. Ow. Orin, we need you. Hit him again. Actually, don't, maybe. 15 Comrades, the most gospel song of all time. It was so gospel. He even said that he wanted it to be. Attack! Captured. Yeah, I even like the Dawn Trail soundtrack. Oh, nice! The King's Tale FF15 side-scroller. Have you never played it before? That game rocks. That's so fun. Just a good old school beat 'em up. I love it. King's Tale, super underrated. Actually, not underrated. Nobody ever played it. Oh, man. I should make that part of my class. Love that game. Love it. Not a fan of Sekimoto and Hamatsu. Hamatsu's pretty hit or miss. I like what he does in Remake and Rebirth. I think Hamatsu's best when he's doing stuff with source material. I feel like he can riff on things really well. You played it. I played it too. Listen, I'm a big fan. Episode Dusky. Oh man, the behemoth fight in Episode Dusky, I will till my dying day. I will maintain that the behemoth hunt and tracking mission in episode Dusky is way better than what we got in the actual game. I love it. In fact, I still show scenes from that in my class. He's great as an arranger, I will say. The rest of the time it's pretty ambient noise sort of stuff, which is whatever, you know.
Take a number, buddy.
Take a number, buddy. I just need to get rid of one of them. Oh, well, that didn't do it. A new copy of eBay. Oh, man. Yeah. Man, I should play through that on my Type 0 copy. I love me some Type 0, though.
This might help your
Talk about a little-known gem. Man, that game is fun. I'm so bad at these little mini games. So bad at them. Crap! Goodbye, Waka. And then he's down. Crap! I didn't mean to do that. Blarg. Okay, where are you at, Riku? I need you to use a little thingy. We already have a member for that.
This ends now. You shall fear magic.
You shall fear magic. I don't know why I did that, actually. I didn't mean for him to fear magic. Ooh, good hit. That's the Dusky demo. Love it. Squirrels are the worst. But today we caught it, so we're gonna catch all these animals. I didn't want it to end either, man. It was so stinking good. I really had a good time with it. Really had a good time with it. Really come to care for those characters. Man, oh man, I am not fighting these guys again. I guess I am.
Silence!
Gotta catch them all, that's me. Y'all, I'm thinking of picking up Pokemon ZA. How do we feel about this life choice for me? I think I may like it. Because it's like a less turn-based, more action, right? It is difficult in terms of mechanics. I will agree with that. And once you get it, it's like really fun. Like I had a lot of fun with it. Like, Lazara. No. How about Yuna? Bring us back to life. Another song. Wake me up. It looks fun. It looks fun. The only Pokemon game that I really played was Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Yeah, the camera is kind of a disaster, but beyond that, really liked it. Where's that little save point? I need to save. I've done a lot of work. And there's no autosave in this game. I like my Switch too. I like it a lot. Also, y'all, I really like being able to share digital games with people. I did that the other day for the first time. I was like, huh, this is neat. Okay, well, these guys, I've already fought them. Last Pokemon you played was Sun? Yeah. Pokemon is kind of like being a summoner. Wouldn't you say? No. Okay. Yuna, I need you.
So be it.
So be it. And down. Down, boy. I don't know why I'm worried about capturing them. I've already captured this guy. Beastmaster comes out in 14. Think that's going to be the next one? What do you guys think that 14 needs to do for the next one? Did y'all like Dawn Trail? I tend to like Dawn Trail myself. Now, I say that as one that stopped playing it halfway. I've got to get back to it eventually, but... Have they confirmed Beastmaster for the next one? I'm kind of behind. Okay, but like, where are the enemies that I haven't fought? Ow.
So, how shall we do this?
I don't know. Oh, it's a limited job. Got it. Got it. Interesting. Dang it. Dang it. Blue mage. Okay, I see. I see. Just be crazy and extra AORs in. I tend to agree. I just want a story that captures me. When, what's his name? Galu Jalja? When he, like, was pretty chill with me, I was like, okay, well, my conflict is over. Okay, I don't want to fight these guys anymore. Oh, I've got to do it one by one. Oh, that's... I just want to fight! Lulu, your turn. Good job. I don't know. I mean, I just... Whatever it is, I think that they've got to get back to a story arc and a hook that really gets you. Man, I'm still fighting these guys. I wonder how many... Like, if I don't want to fight them. I want to fight the new monsters that I have to escape from, or that I have to capture. Excuse me, I'm escaping currently. Just give us the next wacky story. I like Dawn Trail. I just stopped playing. I don't remember. I think school started or something. What's up, Blitz? This is where you left off in Final Fantasy X. Did the Calm Lands get you too? Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to capture all of these animals. All these Pokemans. Yeah. It has been... What's that meme? It's been 87 years. 84 years. That's what it feels like in these calm lands. I just keep finding the same animals, and I don't want to fight these animals. Blitzball consumed you? Yeah. It consumed me when I was a kid. Have I gotten all the animals here? I think I have. Because you can't capture the little guy, like the robot, right? Okay. Oh man, that is a dodgy dude. I gotta build my arc. I'm capturing 2 of every animal. That's true. The rain that came through Bama today, you'd think that I was. Okay, Titus, let's go. Got him. Y'all, we may not pass the Calmlands tonight. We played too much Lost Soul Aside and Video Essayed too hard.
Let's end this.
Burn him up. Overkill. I think this game would benefit from the Smash commentator voice. Victory. Titus wins. Overkill. Okay, it's just, I think I've caught all of them, guys. I think I've caught every one of them. Oh, I'm so bad at that. Bam! That's a good hit. Good hit. Have I started The Chosen? I have not. I still need to. I just finished watching The Studio over on Apple TV. That's what I've been watching. And I've been playing Lost Soul Aside. What can I say? I'm not doing too great on modern media. Outside of that. Okay, I think I've got them all. I think I caught them all. So let's go back to the gym boss, the gym leader. See if I can pit my Pokemon against theirs. I am not fighting this group again. We're running away. No, I'm not a coward. Okay. Oh crap, she's gonna die. She's gonna die. Yuna. I'll run you first. Man, a ranged physical blitzball job. I felt like that was going to happen either in Stormblood or in Dawn Trail. Really Stormblood because there was some water, but then Dawn Trail because it was a beach. I thought that might be the thing, but they just did not do it. They did not do it. Oh no, everybody's dying. Okay, it's fine. Three seasons of Foundation in under 30 days. I've heard that a show is terrific. I have not watched it. Did you read the book? I know next to nothing about it, but we'll do one of these. Let's be on the safe side. Better safe than sorrow. Sorry. I like Viper and Pictomancer for that matter, but I think Blitzballer would have been a blast. Okay, Orin, you'll do. You'll do.
See no difficulty.
Oh crap. Goodbye, Titus. Oh, they did have Ren's travel agency music. Your dad read the books? Oh, that's a good idea. To watch it with him. That's cool. Wouldn't we all like Queen's Blood in 14? You know we're not going to get that full 7 crossover until we get part 3 out, though.
What should I do?
What should I do? You should run. Oh, let's bring in Lulu. Thinking the other day what mainline FF game they could do in their next expansion. It's a good question. Good question. When they're really dire, they'll hit the FF7 button. But man, like I'm afraid it may be too late for that. No, I did not, Amy. That's awesome. I've collected 6. I'm not even finding the other 3. What? Whatever. We're gonna leave. We'll come back. If they appear in my way, then it's meant to be. Otherwise, throw it in the towel. I am not hunting. Well, there's one. Let's silence bust him. Did they really? That is awesome. Okay, everybody just go. Everybody just go. Valifor is a godsend against these. Yeah, but I gotta capture him. Oh, I haven't been leveling up. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Bad breath. No! Am I dead? Is this what death is like? No. Oh, crap. We're so screwed. Oh, we're so screwed because we're all blind. Oh, no. No, Titus, don't die. Listen, everybody, y'all have got to get it together. Okay, Riku. No. First of all, I think this will be okay. Yes, it healed him. Awesome. And Phoenix down for Sir Kimari. And we'll bring back in Orin, who is in a pretty bad way right now, but that's okay. Oh, he's blind, and he's dead. Oh, this is gonna suck. Dang it. bring back in Riku. She can heal him. Man, Riku's Albed potion, undefeated. Does the job every time. Okay, so what if we did a Silence Buster? Immune. Of course it is. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Now here we go again. Here we go again. This is gonna suck. And Waka's just hitting our... And good thing everybody's blind. Okay. Everybody needs to get it together. Riku, you're up. The special Albed cocktails. Got it, baby. And now you tag out. Kimari, you're in. Oh, they're still confused, though. Oh, crap. This is going to suck. How much life do we have? Okay, y'all stay blind. Oh, this is terrible. I gotta capture it, but I don't know how much life they have. Okay, what if I used It is a blind playthrough. Woof. Okay. Sensor, that's what I need. I need to see how much life it has. Oh, too much. Okay. What if we did... Wait a second. What's her armor? Silence and Confuse Ward. That's what we like from her. That's good. So let's, Cura. Nice. And you... Oh, man. Let's bring out the Lulu.
How uncouth.
How uncouth indeed. I was saying the same thing earlier. That was weak. That was real weak. Do not. That was gross. You dummy. Over there. Okay, we're gonna sneak up on it here. Nice and easy. Oh, you jerk. Crap, 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 crap. Okay, back to Riku. Oh, no, wrong. Okay, there we go. This is crazy. Yuna. They're my most hated enemy. They weren't that bad in 16. I don't know. I don't know why I tried to heal him. He wasn't in need of it. I thought for some reason that was going to help us. It didn't. I'm going to help. Titus over there just slashing at shadows. Okay. They are not my favorite right now. Oh, Yuna needs some help for herself. They're so annoying. Ah. Now he's gonna do something. Okay, we're creeping up on him, creeping up. Okay, that's gonna kill him if we do anything there. So, Let's just go ahead and hit that high potion life. Just hit him. Ooh, good hit, good hit. We're almost there, guys. They just take so long in these games. So long. Okay, he's got the capture ball. Let's go. Come on. Finish him. Somebody finish him. Good job, everybody. Well done. Team effort. Okay, that still leaves 2. Oh, God, let's heal. I'll need to get a game over right here. Okay. If the fates will it, we'll fight a different enemy. Nope, it's the same ones. Oh, man. Oh, man, I meant Lulu, not Yuna. Yeah, I need ribbons. Bam! Bam, bam! Can yeet it into the sunset. Ain't that the truth? We love that. Go team! See ya! I need to level up my characters real fast. Keep forgetting to do that. Now where are we? Let's go ahead and do this. Oh, look at all this that I can do. Okay, so we'll come down here. Wait. Here first. Use a ton. Oop, not you. And now we'll keep moving. Right there. Good. And then luck. I think that's luck. But I don't have a luck. I don't have a luck. So why would I? Why would I have a luck? Orin. But if you do it on the first, then you can't capture it. And that's a real pain. He's so fast. It's all about speed. Okay. There's that. A little bit more speed. Good deal. As for you, Yuna. Whose is that? Is that Riku's? Yep. Makes sense, because Yuna is part Albad. Is Riku? No, she's going down this way. Sweet. Okay, Kimari, what do we got here? Spare change. Look at this. Lulu's about to learn big magic. You love it. What's that one? That's Watarga. That's death. I'm gonna go for Waterga first. Okay, there we go. Yeesh. I'm gonna save. Is there a cutscene or a boss up ahead, I wonder? That could be a good stopping point for us tonight. We've only played for an hour, but like we've done a lot tonight. Feels like it's been a lot.
Halt!
Oh yeah, there's a fight.
Summons from Lord Seymour. Come with us.
Oh no.
We have nothing to discuss with Maester Seymour.
Yeah, so out of our way.
Yeah, get him.
Lord Seymour's commands must be obeyed.
Ah.
You will come.
I warn you. The Maester doesn't need you alive.
Oh, it's a rock golem. This should be fun. Oh no, we've got all the bad crap. We got the capture swords. I'll have to fix that immediately. Okay, where's my Avenger? Oh wait, that's you again. Cheer him on. Oh no. Miss, miss, miss. Nope. No such luck. Well, I guess I could shooting star him, couldn't I? Oh, immune. Boo. Hit him back, Titus. There you go. Okay, these guys need some magic. Oh, wait, let's pull out Yuna. Oh, he has so much HP. This is gonna suck. Okay. Bahamut! Yeah, I'm so forgetful when it comes to swapping out weapons. Yes, cheer can be used 5 times in a row. I did know that. Oops. Let's start with, I don't know, Waterga. That's pretty good. Pretty good Waterga. Let's Mega Flare him. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, alright. 11,357. What? Well, he's dead. It's nice while it lasted. It's okay, Yuna. We'll bring out the next one. Yuna's like, Yuna is a relentless general. She's like, ah, you killed that one. Next, that's me playing magic. I'm like, well, took out Bahamut. Next. Big damage. Shiva's got... Ooh, hello. Okay, let's see what you got, Shiva. Let's... I think we have a rhythm, y'all. 9. We like that. That's big damage. Then dead. Okay, well, thank you for your service. Moving on. Thank you, Shiva. Yuna is a relentless general. She sees them all as pawns. Oh, let's armor break. Oh, that'll be fun. Big damage. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, you better look out, Auron. Okay, let's go to Kimori. Yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, Kimori, you've got things. How do you feel about seed cannons? Not great. Not great. Okay, well, Ixion. Or Ishion. I don't know how to say it. Actually, I don't. HM Slave. You mean Anima? Okay, Thundara. Why not? So I hit you with that, then you come and punch me. Yeah. Ow. That's big pain. You gonna hit me again? Ow. Oh, crap. He wasn't strong enough. That sucks. Okay, so Yuna, we have to do a new plan. New plan. Let's go back to Lulu. Let's try Lulu. Ooh, this will be fun. Like Waterga Fury. Okay. I'm so bad at this. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was really weak. That I expected more out of you. How about a free? I'm telling you, Magic the Gathering ruined me. Let's hit you with a Meteor Strike. How about? Not our best effort, Ifrit. Ooh. You guys are weak. Bring back Bahamut, I say. That 12,000 was sick. Okay, so armor break still. Let's power break him too. Let's do that. Well, he's immune to that, so I guess. Well, listen, Yuna, you've served us well. We are going to move on from you, though, so Kimori it is. Lancet. I don't know. Well, that was not what I should. Let's go to Riku. Riku. Oh, she can mug now? That's awesome. I didn't realize that. Okay, let's go to Titus. More cheering. More cheering. I can never remember what the difference between special and skill is. It's so close. Ow. Oh, Titus. Back to armor break. Ow. I don't know. Smoke bomb and water gem. Why not? I don't know. Dark rain. Okay. I didn't hate it. This is gonna kill Titus. That's okay. Mighty Guard. Oh no, you didn't. Where's Yuna? I think she has Dispel. Yes, she does. Look at her. Look at her. Look at that. Yuna being awesome. Back here. Oh, weak. Oh, crap. Oh. I'm so close, y'all. So close. Ow, that was... No. Maybe I should be doing that. Yeah, let's try that. Immune. Of course it is. I hate status effects. I hate that everybody's always immune to my status effects. Ugh. Okay, Lady Yuna. Drain. Maybe that'll be good. I don't know. Not bad. This is gonna kill him though. No, it's not. That's good, actually. Ah, it's crap. Still. Oh. I need Orin to get it together. I need him to have haste. This is getting ridiculous here. Last punch. Yeah, that's about right. No, he's dead. No, he's not. Because it's a percentage-based attack. Got it. Yuna, it's your turn again. Not yet. Goodbye, Yuna. This is a frustrating fight, is what it is. Oh man. Oh man. Last punch. Not bad. What's up, Fractal? How we doing? So good. Ow. Ah, less good. Oosh. Then Haymaker. Ah! Dare I? First things first. Let's bring him back to life. So close. Dadgummit! Leave Brittany alone! Okay, let's try a Grand Summon with the only one we got left. You know? Good old Valafor. Okay. Sweet, sweet Dragon Demon. Energy Ray it is. We're just gonna hope for the best. Valafor for the win. Valafor for the win. Wow. Heck yeah. No, I'm not doing your Jimbo tonight. No. I need to go see. Okay, now let's run back before we get in another battle and get game over. Yeah, we ain't doing Yojimbo tonight, my friends. Whew. I cannot believe that we did that. I cannot believe that. Vala for the win, you guys. Vala for the win. Chat, what an insane night this has been. This has been so fun. We played some Final Fantasy X. We watched a really thought-provoking video essay. And then, at the very beginning, we played Lost Soul Aside. Came to our own conclusions of it, and I shared my thoughts on it. So, overall, pretty good variety, I'd say, tonight. We're going to get back to some focused content soon, though. Just FYI. I'm not entirely sure just yet what all the content is going to be. But I can tell you what it is going to have to do with. You want to know? Don't tell people. It's going to be just our little secret, okay? Do you want to know what we're planning? What I'm planning? It's going to be neat. It's going to be interesting. This has been a schizophrenic night, hasn't it? This is a variety class tonight. This is it. But I'm thinking I am going to have different nights for different things moving forward. So that I can keep doing some variety things, maybe keep the first 30 minutes kind of like, you know, housekeeping and topic, and then we get into the game. But, you are going to get some new stuff from me. We are going to do some Expedition 33 this fall. I've decided. We're just going to do it. It's time. We're also going to do some Final Fantasy Tactics. Maybe not play the whole game, but I'm going to get some good, specific lectures in for you. You know what game series I really want to play, though? And I don't even know how I can fit it in, but I really want to play Nier. I've never played them. I feel like that'd be a fun one. But I do know E33 and Tactics. We are going to do some of that when Tactics comes out. So that's going to be fun. But I think Expedition 33 is going to be a lot of fun. You need a Raw versus SmackDown. I do. That would be fun. There's a great panel at PAX. I heard. Man, I wish that I'd been able to go. Next time. Next year. As for me now, though, it's time for me to go sleep. Because I got to work in the morning. Nier, I hear it's awesome, and I just want to play it. So, I will, eventually. All of that's exciting, yeah. And I think that I'm also probably going to do a little bit of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD2D remaster when that comes out on October 30th. Excited to do some stuff on that. And Evan and I are revisiting kind of some ideas about what the show is going to be and what we want it to be and all that kind of stuff. We were so razor sharp and laser focused last fall, and then we kind of felt like we sort of got diluted a little bit by The Last of Us. But we're kind of re-examining that and what we want it to be and all that kind of stuff. So you can stay tuned for some of that. So it's going to be good. Eventually, we're going to get back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, too. So lots of stuff to be excited for. Dragon Quest is always a good time. It's a good vibe thing. I think that my ideal goal is to have one game that is like old, one game that is brand new, and one game that's just kind of interesting, random, maybe one-off stream. I think I'd like to juggle games like that. So like this semester, even though it's not a year old yet, Expedition 33 is like something old. Final Fantasy Tactics is like something new, but it's still pretty old. And then random is going to be some of these extra games that I've got kind of coming around too. So like Lost Soul Aside would be a great third pillar of that. Now, when am I going to do it? I don't know. I've got a little bit of a different time schedule this year, so we'll have to figure it out. But anyway, no promises, because life, you know, that's just the way it is lately. All right. Well, everybody, I hope that you have a terrific evening. Thanks, everybody, for hopping in, hanging out. Hope it's been interesting for you. It's been fun for me tonight. Always great to be with y'all. And with that, I am going to bed, and I hope you do the same. Get some rest. Take care of yourself.